Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting this evening, October 20th. And it seems like for a change, we have a light agenda. So my hope is that we'll be able to get through all these items quickly and maybe get home for an early-ish dinner on a Thursday night. So the first item on the agenda is new and dear to my heart. It is the approval of the Green Communities Fuel Efficiency Vehicle Policy. And as everybody recalls, the Long Range Planning Committee spent a lot of time last year going through the process of signing Dover up as a green community. And we are in the process now of completing our plan and all the paperwork. And one of the items is the vehicle policy. And Mr. Ramsey, do you want to fill us in on that?
Pretty much, Madam Chair, you said it all. This is one of the components that is necessary for us to qualify for the Green Communities Initiative, which among other things will make the town eligible for grants for further energy efficiency projects going forward. So what you have is the draft policy that we're asking that you sign tonight, which will satisfy this requirement.
And I think it's important for viewers to understand that many of the town's vehicles are exempt from this policy. Like it does not apply to the highway department or park and recs, mowers, heavy equipment. So I think it comes down to approximately 4 vehicles in the town. And, you know, prior to becoming a green community, we did talk to those departments that were going to be impacted, and they embraced moving forward with this. So
That's correct.
I would like to make a motion to accept the fuel efficient vehicle policy that we have in front of us this evening.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Next. Tonight is like a recap of the Green Communities Program. So next on the agenda is just an update on the Blue Wave solar array that is hopefully will be constructed at the transfer station. As just a quick recap, the planning board approved the site plan conditional upon the execution of certain, the license agreement between the town, Hale, and Blue Wave. I'm really pleased to report that we have made tremendous progress, and I believe that by our next meeting, we may be in a position to report that we do have a final license agreement. We have met numerous times with attorneys and Blue Wave, and I believe we have a call scheduled for next week to go over some of the items. The critical path item is that we come to terms on that license agreement. Blue Wave needs to have 50% of the project, expenses incurred for 50% of the project by the end of December. And so they are really eager to get going on the construction and hope to begin sometime within the next 30 days. So it's critical that we get this license agreement done. In addition to that, there are 2 other agreements. One is a net metering agreement, which is basically for the town to procure some of the power that's being generated, and also a pilot program, which is a different way of getting taxes for the personal property on the array. The pilot program and the net metering program, we had hired a consultant to assist us with because it was very difficult to determine the economics of what was presented to us by Blue Wave. And we've been really pleased with the consultant. They've done, it's Beacon. That's the name of that?
I think it's Beacon, yes.
And they've done many of these. They've negotiated with Blue Wave before, and I just feel a lot better about the agreements that we will be presenting to the town, having had a specialist vet them for us.
That's
because
great.
it's so hard to know whether the deal's a good deal.
And there've been so many moving pieces.
Right,
Right.
right. So again, you know, we're going to go back to Blue Wave next week, talk about some of the aspects of it, and we do not need to approve those two agreements. As a matter of fact, they need to be approved at town meeting. And we've gotten the assessors very involved in the pilot programs as well. And that's my update on Blue Wave. Now, moving away from green communities, tonight on the agenda is a vote for us to return the C of A van to the MWRTA. And I believe we finally received the van approximately 6 months ago, or is it over a year ago?
About a year plus ago.
So, Ms. McCann, do you
Well,
want to talk a little bit?
It's an interesting thing. Our Council on Aging had requested a van to help move some of our seniors around town, thinking that people would appreciate having the opportunity to have a ride to the lunches, or to be able to call and make an arrangement and have the van take them. Surprisingly, over the 18-month period of time, there was nowhere near the use of the van that everyone had expected. And so that usage petered out to really essentially zero over the last 4 to 5 months. And for that reason, Massachusetts would love to have the van back because there are other communities that can use it. And so when I attended the COA board meeting, everyone had an opportunity. Our superintendent of streets was there, who has been able to take care of the van and through all of this. And he was able to speak to the fact that the van is in beautiful shape, but he also felt that if the COA were comfortable, it would be a service to Massachusetts to have that van come back. And so everyone voted, and it was unanimous.
And I think it's important to let everybody know that there are alternative ways for seniors in Dover.
Absolutely. Dial-A-Ride is being offered. In fact, instead of for the nominal $2 fee, I believe, or $3 fee, Dial-A-Ride is so happy to have a new frontier, being
Okay.
Dover, that they are offering those rides for no charge whatsoever. So I think we're very fortunate to have that, and I think people are going to appreciate that and be able to use that. And in the meantime, the COA van will go on to a community that has a greater need.
And I know we did explore being able to utilize the van potentially in other areas in the town, like for maybe disabled
Schools or-
students.
right.
And it just wasn't allowed. The grant was very restrictive and was for seniors only. And I just think, as a side note, before we vote, I would like to thank Janet Claypool, as well as the superintendent of streets. And Mr. Ramsey, I know you probably were involved in this somewhat too, but everybody worked together, and I think this is a good solution for everyone.
Right, I agree.
So thank you. So do we vote on this, or is this information? All right, so then I would like to make a motion, not a votion, that we return the COA senior bus to the MWRTA.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Anything to sign?
No.
Okay. Tonight I'm going to actually try follow the agenda. At times I seem to have difficulty with it, so
Right on.
Right, the next item is the MMA annual meeting and trade show, which I know is an annual event that we all attend together.
Yes,
The floor is yours.
thank you. So as per usual, the Massachusetts Municipal Annual Meeting and Trade Show is held in January. This year it will be January 20th and 21st. And it's an opportunity for town officials to get together and network. There is a keynote speaker on the first day, and the trade show has all kinds of great goods and services for municipalities to consider, so that people spend a lot of time there checking out different things. The Board of Selectmen in the past has always attended on the Friday, optionally on the Saturday. So we would ask that the board let us know if you are in fact interested in going on January 20th and or the 21st, and we will sign you up for that.
Wonderful, and would it be possible if in fact we are all going to make a third reservation for our third select person?
Absolutely.
That would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
It is, you run into all your old friends.
It is, it's a great opportunity and everybody comes.
A lot of fun.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Place to be seen. And hopefully no snow January 20th.
Madam Chair, if you want to go back to the...
Did I miss something already?
The
Oh,
recycling.
oh, right. See, I blew it again. All right, so one of the items that I skipped over is a grant that we received, and it was a grant that was made by the Recycling Committee, and it was for food scrap containers and a shed. And this may sound very familiar to everybody, but in June, the Recycling Committee came before us to talk about this program, and at that point, we authorized them to apply for the grant. And this evening, we are happy to let you know that we received the grant, and we're going to vote to allow them to use the grant. So we received a total of $2,550, $1,800 for the shed, and $750 for the food containers.
Excellent.
And again, I think we talked about this grant in quite a bit of detail in June, and I commend the Recycling Committee for finding these grants for us to apply to. And so I would like to make a motion to accept the Mass DEP grant, a total amount of $2,550 okay, I guess that's it. I don't need to say any more.
And I second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Recycling Committee.
See, 2 sheets.
Mr. Ramsey, you are now, I hereby authorized to sign, right? Okay. The next item that we have is vaguely familiar to me. It is, I recall us doing this in prior years, and it is the Boston Region Metropolitan Planning Organization elections. And what we have done in the past, or the precedent we have done in the past, is to the extent there is only one person on the ballot, we have voted for that person. If we are familiar with one of the other officials running and feel comfortable voting for them, we usually do. On the 2016 ballot, there are four seats that are open, and each one only has one official running. So based upon past practice, I would suggest that we vote for those. So I will read them out and let you know what seats are available and who's running. So for the Metro West Regional Collaborative out of Framingham, Cheryl Tooley Stoll is running as chair of the Board of Selectmen, or is that her position?
That's her position.
That's her position. She is running for the Metro West Regional Collaborative seat. So do we vote after, or?
You can
one at
vote them as a
time?
slate as you like.
Okay, let's vote them as a slate. The next item is the Minuteman Advisory Group on Interlocal Coordination. And Michael Rosenberg, Chair of the Board of Selectmen of Bedford, is running for that. Then there is the Inner Core, and Joseph A. Curatone, the Mayor of Somerville, and I probably butchered his name, is running for that. And then the South Shore Coalition, Joseph C. Sullivan, the Mayor of Braintree, is running for that position. So I hereby recommend that we vote for each of the individuals on the slate.
I wish them well. I
So
second.
do I. All in favor?
Aye.
We appreciate them taking on additional responsibilities.
Absolutely.
The next item makes me wonder where the year went to. I guess it's almost Thanksgiving. And once again, it's been a tradition in town for us to vote to close the townhouse early the day before Thanksgiving. I believe we usually close around 2, is that correct? And it allows those cooking to get started and those traveling to become part of the traffic jam. So is there anything more we'd like to say about?
Just to vote it?
Okay.
Yes.
I know
Greatly
it's much.
appreciated.
Yes, that's right. It's greatly appreciated by the
And it's a
employees.
tremendous help,
Yes.
being the person that cooks in my household for Thanksgiving.
Every hour counts.
Every hour. And I do
That's
have
right.
advice, do not go to the supermarket when you get out early. Parking is a problem.
That's right.
So I vote that we close the townhouse the day before Thanksgiving at 2 p.m.
I heartily second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
I forgot about that, but we're, yeah, I know it's a good tradition. And, boy, I am running ahead of schedule here, right? I'm cooking,
Speaking of cooking,
right. We even have time to trade some recipes. If people are interested. Maybe not, maybe they prefer.
all-in capacity.
Right, we should have a call-in capacity. People can tell us how they plan for their Thanksgiving
right.
dinners. You're onto something. So I guess the holiday party season is now approaching. The wedding season was over, we had a little breather. Now the holiday party season is starting. So we have a number of special licenses that need to be approved. As always, prior to these licenses coming to us, they've gone to Chief McGowan, who has signed off on them. And so I'll read them. I will read each of them, and then we can just vote for them on one ballot. So October 21st, that's tomorrow evening, there's a university advancement retreat at the Connor Center. On October 22nd, there's a wedding at Elm Bank. On October 25th, there's a BC event at the Connor Center. On October 27th, there's another conference at the Connor Center. And on October 29th, there's a BC Mission and Ministry Conference at the Connor Center. And lastly, on November the 5th, there's a wedding in Elm Bank. And on November 5th, I am going to a wedding in Des Moines, Iowa. So it's a good day for a wedding. It's my niece's wedding. Of course, in order to get to Des Moines, Iowa, on November 5th, you have to leave on the 3rd, but that's another story.
That's right.
So I will make a motion that we approve the 6 licenses as described earlier.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Let's share.
Oh, we have time this evening. I might even sign nicely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we now have the minutes from some prior meetings that we're asked to approve. The first meeting is the minutes from the September 22nd meeting. That was a little longer than this evening. We had some police department appointments. We reviewed some of the capital budgets for the highway, the police department, and the Board of Selectmen. We talked about the early opening of the polls, which I remind people, on November 8th, which is coming up very soon. The polls will be open from 6 a.m. And we talked about the solar array, the general increase, 46 Springdale, and we approved the fiscal year 17 calendar. Boy, we were busy. We executed a couple of licenses at the Carroll Community Center. We executed the new package store license at the Highway Department. There were some reserve transfers, and we had some citizens' comments regarding Minute. The minutes, I have no edits to the minutes as submitted.
I agree.
They were very nicely done. So I make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 22nd meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next are the minutes from our last meeting, which was on October 6th. And I guess we voted on the capital budgets that evening. And we approved the 2017 holiday calendar. Mr. Polson of the Recycling Committee provided us with updates on the draft regulations, and we had just received comments from attorneys, so we're still working through those. We executed the ballot for the 2016 presidential election. We had another update on Hale, and we had a couple of appointments. Talked about 46 Springdale and did some licenses. And again, the minutes were perfect as submitted.
Beautiful. Great.
And so I make a motion to approve the minutes from the October 6th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then lastly, any citizens' comments? Any recipes to share? You don't cook? All right. And any suggestions of where to order your Thanksgiving meal? All right, well then I make a motion to adjourn our meeting at 6:55.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See, I forgot. I was just so stunned. We got done so long. Good evening, everyone.